It's your boy One Dart checking in with all the rage. Finna give you a great detailed interview on how I started my brand, Juugrunner ATL. Juugrunner basically it's a finesse. Basically, it's another jug. Okay, jug is another word for finesse, and finesse is basically meaning multiple ways of getting things done, or taking different loopholes to get things done. So, being a Juugrunner means to me, you just don't stop at one avenue. You keep taking different avenues to get to the same destination. Like I say, I'm One Dar. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, Southwest Atlanta, Campbellton Road, Zone 4, the SWATs. I'm a musical artist, a composer, whatnot. And I came up with my brand because, you always need tangible assets to touch people. Music are intangible. Music is intangible, excuse me, but, you need like clothing or, I don't know, food or whatever the case may be, like something physical to touch the people with that they can represent you. So that's how I came up with the Juugrunner brand, to represent my music. The acting, I do acting as well. That came along really just doing music, going to music video sets, playing acting roles in music videos, and then my acting career just sprung out of nowhere with my first film, Products of the American Ghetto, which is out on Tubi right now. And I have another film, which is a Christmas comedy called Trapping for Christmas. But those were my first two debuts that brought me off into the acting world. I was already doing music, and then I acquired the brand to go along with it. Well, the music came first, of course, because I've been doing music, I want to say, since about second or third grade. My first rap that I ever did was in church, at my grandmother's church. It's a children's church rap. I wanted to rap so bad, I wanted to just rap, and that was my opportunity. I got a chance to do it. So I want to say since about second or third grade, I've been doing music. My dad was an A&R, so I spent a lot of my childhood inside the studio. So early on, I knew I wanted to do music. So I started with the music first before anything, before I did any acting or even thought about clothing. Music was my first passion, but I seen I needed something else to fuel the fire and to drive it. What drives me the most as far as motivation is just knowing that if I don't do it, it won't get done. Like, you can depend on people, you can have all the help you need, but no one is going to help you better than you can help yourself, and nobody wants to see you get to a better destination better than yourself. I mean, no one should want to see you do better than yourself, of course, but that's my motivation, knowing that if I don't do it, it won't get done, that we don't have time. Time keeps going on and going on. We got more time in front of us than we do behind us. Like I'm 25. Well, I'm gonna be 25 in May. I'm 24 right now. In 5 more years, I'll be 30. So when you look at things like that, it just make you want to get a sense of urgency on you, because that comes so fast, and you want to make sure you got things accomplished. You did what you set out to do. You don't want to prolong things too long, because 1 year turn 3 years and 4 years, then just put you further behind the 8 ball. So poverty, that's my motivation. Poverty. Competitiveness, I feel like it's good. You got to be a team player. You got to show good sportsmanship, and life is a big game. It's not to be taken lightly. You take it serious, but life is a big game. Like I say, it's all about how you finesse it. I just feel like the competitive edge keeps you going, because there's always going to be somebody better, somebody sharper, and iron sharpens iron. So I feel like with the competitiveness and the competitive spirit, that should keep you, on top of your game and want to do more and be more, because there's always going to be somebody better. So this should be your edge to be like, okay, I need to turn up on my game, and not look at it as maybe jealousy or envy or be mad. But see what they're doing, see how you can be a better you. You have to study your competition. I feel like that's the number one thing that people don't do. They don't study their competition. They feel like that if somebody's on the opposing team, that means they're against them, which may be true. But at the same time, the only way you can beat your opponent is by knowing them. What makes me different, man, my whole story made me different. From first and foremost, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I feel like I'm a dinosaur just by saying it, because a lot of people that come here and they have success, they really aren't from Atlanta or from the heart of the city. I have 1 degree already. I'm working on my 2nd degree, which is a bachelor's degree in film and media. I'm an actor, I'm an artist, I have my own brand, things like that. That's what made me different. I'm only 24. If I compare myself to somebody, it would be Tupac, and not in the sense of sounding like him, but it would be like if you go back and you study Tupac's life and you see what he was doing around the age of 24, 25, he was doing the same thing. He was acting, he was rapping, he was curating his message out to the people. All of this is just about the message. My message is what makes me different. Nobody's message is the same as mine. That's what makes me different. What I'm about, my morals, what I believe in, it has nothing to do with music or the content of my music, what I say, because everybody say the same things. People just more wittier than others, and some people know how to word it to make it seem like they're not saying the same thing, but they really are. But your message is what makes you unique. So that's what makes me unique, my message. My Juugrunner brand, you know, helping you stand the race, complete the race, and get to where you need to be. Juugrunner. Now, people don't understand, bro. Tupac went to performing art school, bro. He was in Digital Underground. He was a backup dancer before he was a rapper. Like, there's a lot of stuff about Tupac that people don't know, that they have to take time to understand. They just see the thug life persona, and you know, because that's the thing about the media, and I feel like that's one of the hardest parts of being an artist and breaking into artistry. The world won't tell you this, but people love ignorant shit. They won't tell you that, though. They won't come out their mouth and be like, I want to hear you talk about killing another black man. I want to hear you talk about robbing somebody or fucking somebody. They won't come out their mouth and say that. They'll seem like they're against it, but that's what thrives them. That's what drives them. So if they feel like you anything outside of that, you're a fluke. They don't know if they want to buy into you because you're not ignorant enough. So my thing is being able to break past the ignorance, still be myself, and display seriousness and let people know that, okay, I'm serious, I can be like that, but I don't have to. I don't want to say I find big challenges, but you know, like, you know what? I did have one challenge with my brand. I want to say when I first started my brand, my first logo was a $sign with Juugrunner running around, with Juugrunner stomp around a $sign with the money bag. I was the $sign, actually. My face was on the dollar. But with that logo, this is why I changed it to this, and this is why I switched it up and you know, made different logos, because I had to realize, like, you have to make something that appeal to everybody. A person will judge you off of your brand. Like, they'll see something on your clothing or your shirt and think, oh, this is ghetto, this is street, this is hood. I don't want to represent this. That's the problem that I ran into when I first got started. Representation of my brand and people getting the wrong idea of my brand and thinking that it was something that it wasn't. So I learned with time that you keep evolving, you don't get discouraged, you don't stop. I still promote that logo, but I make other logos so that I can fit and pull other groups in and all type of people in, so they can see it and won't feel like, hey, this is not for me. It's all about making something that's for everybody. The impact, basically, like I say, all of these things that I'm doing are tools for the message. Like, those things just bring light to the message. Like, I don't want to shed light on Tupac too much, but again, like, if you look at everything he was doing, it was a message he was trying to create, and you knew his message when you watched his interviews because he was very descriptive with what he was trying to do. So it all made sense. But you seen that some of the things he had to do were tactics to get attention on him so that he can get his message out. You know, and the message that I just want to leave, I just want to show people that you can do it. Like, you can be the underdog and you can still come out on top. The last should be first and the first should be last. So I just want to show people that you can be in last place and still be in first place. You can be overlooked and still get to the top. You know, you just have to believe in yourself and trust in yourself and know what it is that you want for yourself, because if you don't, you'll be lost. Like, my grandma always told me that if you don't have a plan, you'll fall into a plan of others. So you always have to have a plan for yourself, you know. So that's my message, is just to always have a plan for yourself, believe in yourself, even when things aren't going right and they seem like they're spiraling backwards or it's all hope lost. Never lose hope. You never give up hope. My biggest inspiration has to be my mom, because, you know, just witnessing some of the things I went through, like coming up as a child and like even in adulthood and how certain situations happen and how certain situations transpire, and just seeing like a mother's love is unconditional. It's only one type of love that you could get. You never get a love like that again. But to see how hard women struggle and how hard they hurt, the pain that they go through, you know, that right there triggers something in me to be like, man, I gotta get it together so that I can repay her back for this situation of life that she gave me, you know what I mean? Like, the same thing with my grandma, the same thing with my dad. But my biggest inspiration would have to be my mom and myself, because I feel like you only as good as your best work. I mean, I have, you know, other celebrity inspirations too, but then again, when you ask yourself, what is an inspiration? Why are you inspired by this? Like, what are you looking up to? Like, even if I say, okay, Tupac is my inspiration. What am I inspired by with Tupac? Is it the way that he rap? Is it the acting? Is it his interviews, the way he talks? Those are all things that I possess that I can be inspired by myself to keep going. You know what I mean? So I just use my mom for inspiration. I use myself for inspiration. And that's about it, honestly. Hey man, I just wrapped up an exclusive interview with All the Rage. Shout out to All the Rage for this dope interview. If you want to check me out, I go by the name of One Dar. You can look me up on Apple Music, 1DAR, SoundCloud, 1DAR, Spotify, everything 1DAR. If you want to follow my social media handles, you can follow my Instagram page at One Dar We Trust, 1DAR, we, like me and you, trust like you trust somebody. You can follow my brand at Juugrunner ATL, JUUG. RUNNERATL, and it's also the website, juugrunneratl.com. I got a tape out right now on all platforms called Popping Without That Shit. Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. You can look it up. We're going #1 soon. Listening party January the 13th. Be there, be squad 8 to 10. Like I said, shout out to All the Rage. If you want to check out my movies, you can check me out on Tubi, Products of the American Ghetto, and also Trapping for Christmas.